Okay. So if you guys have anything, just interrupt me anytime, and I will answer any questions that comes up. Okay. So great progress, guys. You guys have created a lot of issues, and few PR requests have made. We will go through the next process. So once the PR is created, what is the next thing that we are gonna do? Okay. So one thing I will do in here is get a PR, and first thing that we will do is we will gonna review it. Okay, we will review the PR whether it is correct or not. So let's say this one added by name Minuri Senara. Okay, let's go that. So in here we can say that I can merge the merge pull request in the sense if we like we discussed last time that we are accepting this. Okay, so Minuri has created the issue, and uh, she have created a new branch, and from this branch we will be uh, uh, we will be merging that to my main branch. I think Minuri has created a fork. Yeah. Okay. She has created fork. That is good. Fork in the sense you will create a clone of this in your own repository, and when you are doing a PR, you will do it for my repository. Okay. So a fork is like a clone of my repository. So whatever that I am doing is reflected on Minuri's repository as well. Also, she can maintain the same software of her own. And if she find, okay, we need to improve the main repository, which is my one, she can do a pull request and do that change. Okay. And Senori can create her own things in here, and it will work as well. So it's Minuri, right? Not Senori. Okay, let's see. A normal process would be we will go with the commits. Okay, she has done one commit, and there are no checks as of now. So let's go with the file changes. Okay, file changes in here. What she have done is she have added her name, and the list is working perfectly. Okay, so this is what we call a good PR. All the things are in place. So I don't have any reviews to put in. That means I find this is like a one line of code addition, but the code that we request is something in good shape, I think. Okay, so what we can do is I can review a code change in here, or I can have some comment, or I can approve this pull request, and we can move forward. Okay, for now I do not see anything wrong with this one. So what I will do is I will just review this as an approved. Okay, so I can comment if there is something wrong. I can comment. Right now I will just approve this review, so I know that she have not done anything wrong. Then you can see in the section I have submitted my review, and I have approved the changes. Now one person have approved these changes. I can merge the pull request. Okay, so for lucky for her, I confirm the merge. That means this is a valid code that I would take into the main branch. Okay, so that pull request got passed. Okay, let's go to the next one. Probably this one will not work as expected. If you guys, you can lower your hand if you want. I can. Okay. So the next one, next PR, we will go like this, and added my name Chamil Ishara to the list. Okay, let's go there, and checking for availability. This branch has conflict that must be resolved. Okay, now this is like the typical workflow. Okay, the first one was a lucky one, and because there was no conflict, but this time we have conflicts. So let's see why it is conflicting and how we can manage that. That is something normal that we will find every day. So let's go how the file are conflicting. Okay. First of all, the code needs some changes. That is for sure because it's not following the same spec as this one. And uh, I can give some I can give some comments on that. Okay, or we can say there is a conflict resolver in here. So normally what I would do is if there is a conflict, I would first go in here and check why it is there. Okay, so I will go to the file changes and you can see it is something wrong. First I would say I would do the review. No, sorry. Before I do the review, I need to make sure all the conflicts are resolved. Okay. The conflicts happens when two people are working against a single file. Okay. Conflict in the sense a code in issue in the code that is caused by two people interacting with the main branch or the single branch. Okay, so the first the people who put first PR, they are lucky because they come across very small amount of conflicts, but people who are delaying, they will have more conflicts that they have to resolve. Okay, so let's take this one and we will take the command line to resolve these conflicts. Okay, that is like the most easiest way. And this process, the conflict resolving process, should happen or should done by the person who have put the commit. Okay, who put the PR in this case. So do we have Shamil Ishara today? Shamil?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shamil, will you be able to share your screen and I can teach you how to resolve this conflict? Is it okay with you?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Shamil. So what we'll do is, Shamil, now if you go to your screen, if you go to your GitHub, you will see this PR is no longer valid, right? Because we are having conflicts. So let's see how we can manage that conflict, and we will get it resolved from your end. Okay. Are you familiar with the terms conflicting, merge conflicting, or something like that?
No.
No. Okay. Uh, all right. Let's start by sharing your screen. Let me stop sharing, so you can start share.
I need to share GitHub.
You might need to share the whole desktop. That would be ideal. Otherwise, it's not gonna be easy. Okay. Now, if you can see, Shamil, you have the issue in there. It says the branch has conflicts. That means the branch, since I have changed the main branch, now you have conflicts there. We need to resolve this conflict to move on. Got it? Okay. The first thing is, let's see your code first. Let's see your code. Did you share the whole screen? Okay. All right. So in here, you can see that we have we have the code, but you are having you're in your version, right?
Yes.
Okay. First thing that you guys you need to do is you need to get the latest pull. You need to get the latest pull updated code from my repository, the repository that we work with. So you need to get that first, because if you guys can remember, I have done some changes there. The PR is updated. Now the code is little bit different. So if you go back to GitHub and look at the code, this is Shranika. If you go to the code section, and if you open index.html right now, you'll see that if you go a little bit down, the UL, the unordered list now has changed, because I accept Minuri's PR, and her code get merged into the branch. So what happens is now your code, it is also trying to insert like in the same place. Okay, so the VS Code does not know how we can manage these things, how we gonna get these things done. So what we'll do is we will go into the main branch and try to resolve these conflicts. Okay, got it?
Okay.
Okay, so we will first, you should get the latest build from your end. You go to VS Code that or the terminal. Do you have the terminal, or which how do you get the code?
I got from here.
Okay, okay, that's terminal. It's also gonna work. So which repository you are right now in? It's my one, right?
Yes.
If you say git status, try to say git status. Okay. Let's have the status of the branch. So you are in the main branch, and didn't you create a issue branch for this?
No, sir.
Okay, so first of all, never commit on main branch. That is a violation against what we have talked about, because the main branch should be something like we do not touch unless I mean the only way that we do main branch changes is by only doing pull request. Okay, we do not directly push code to main branch. That is considered anti-pattern, because you do not know when the main branch is stable or not. So to keep that sanity in your place, you do not directly do any commits to the main branch. So that is a violation. Okay. We created feature branch project for that, right? Did you create a feature branch for the pull request? I think they normally create a feature branch, right? How did you create the branch yourself?
I popped it and clone.
Okay, let's go there. Here you have created the repository, all right? In here, this is your repository, right? This is this is your repository. Now you can see this branch is one commit ahead and two commits behind. So you have two branches. Can we see the branches over there? Okay, that is the branch, right?
Yes.
Yeah, click on it. Click on the branch. So the branch that you have created is the branch that you should put your PR in. Okay, if you are not putting that PR in like that, then that is wrong. So I think you have gone in a wrong way. Let me do like this. I will do in the correct way and share with you guys. Okay. All right. You can stop sharing. I will share and show you how you guys can do that. Anyone else did pull request in another way? Yeah, everybody took it from the main branch, right? That is not correct. Yeah. So you should have an issue branch, as I mentioned earlier. So there is this error. That is like that is okay to work with. Let me take that branch because this error has created a branch out of it, and using that branch, he has done the pull request, right? Okay. So let's go with this error approach. So I am acting as this error on this scenario. So let's see how we can get it done. Let me share my screen. Okay. So if I go to my repository, and in here I have pull request, and there is this error. This error has created its own branch, not from the main branch. Okay, this is like the correct approach. Do not create pull request or anything from main branch to main branch. Create a feature branch. From that feature branch, create to another one. Okay. Also make sure the branching name stays steady. Otherwise, it's gonna be really hard to um, keep up with the names. Okay. So this is the one. The file changes, I am okay with this. Okay. The file changes are nothing to worry about. If I go to the conversation, now I think I have a conflict with that branch. Okay. So I need to resolve this conflict. Okay. So by going in here, by the web view, you can do that. You can see the conflict in here. So this line, it is okay, but this other branch, this branch have this line of code, but in our main branch, that means in my branch, I have this Minuri Senara value. Okay, so this array is trying to add this line, and Minuri is trying to add this line. Okay, so these two are competing into a one single place. Okay, one single place. So what will happen in here is I need to make the decision which one is correct. In this scenario, both of these are correct. Okay, this one is also correct, this one is also correct. So I need to say the conflict manager, okay, these two people are doing not something wrong, these two are correct, so I will accept both of these changes. Okay, but I'm not going to do it in here, not going to do it in the web UI, because that is like not always going to be a thing. So what I will do is I will do it in the old-fashioned command line way. Okay, so you guys know what's there to be accepted. Okay. Step one, from your project repository, check out the new branch and test that change. So I will check out this branch in my repository. Let me get my repository on. Where was I? Let me open. It is in SMG. documents, projects, website. So yeah, this is the project that I am working with, and I will open the terminal in here. Okay. All right. Let me see. So I am in that. I'm in that in my repository. So what I need to do is I need to check out this branch. Okay. Let's see whether I can do that. Okay. Switch to new branch. This error. And I need to pull that from here. Okay, let me pull that as one mail. Okay, that is done. And let me see the code right now. I will open it in the VS Code. Let's see what VS Code is have to offer. Now you can see that I am in this error spot. It's not my one. How can I tell? My branch has two different things, but in here it has something else. Okay. Sorry. So in my branch, I can show you guys by going to the main branch. Let me open it in another window. In my branch, the index file, the main branch, have Minuri, but in this branch, which is this one, it says this name. Okay. Now, what we need to do is we need to make sure these two are not conflicting. These two are not giving me trouble. So the next step I would have done is git checkout main. This is the my branch. Okay, you can see the main is something from my. I will check out that first. Okay, now I am back to the original branch that I was there, and I might need to do a git pull. I did not get the main update since I did the merge. Okay, I have get the pull request. Now I can see in my local branch, I have the change done by Minuri reflecting in here. Okay, that's good. That means all my main branch is in my local as well. Now it is showing all the details. Now I need to do the merge with this RS branch. Okay, so there are a couple of ways that you can do this kind of code conflicts. There are two main ways that we can do code conflict management. Let me add, I do not delete this file. So there are a couple of ways that we can let me remove this password txt, otherwise it's not gonna useful for me anymore. Okay. Okay. So there are a couple of ways that I can get this RS code into my main branch. So this is my main branch. You guys can see. I can get this RS code in here. So first thing, if you go in here, they use the command called merge. Okay, git merge. So git merge is one of the commands that a lot of people use, but I do not recommend git merge as a practice. The reason behind that, merging is like going back to the snapshot at once. Okay, there is another approach called rebase. Rebase is going by one commit. So in this scenario, a merge will do because we have only one commit. Okay, one commit is there, so we do not want to rebase. But let's see in the future video how we can do rebase. Okay, so you guys need to know the difference, merge and rebase. For now, we will just use merge command. So you can see this command, git merge, ff, no ff, and merge. Okay, so as soon as I do that, auto merging index HTML conflicts. Okay, merge conflict in index HTML automatically fail, conflicts and commits at the results. That means VS Code, sorry, not VS Code, Git try to get these conflicts. If there are like code conflicts happening, Git try to get this over with. They are trying to get this done. They are trying to resolve these things. But unfortunately, they can't decide which code is correct, which code is not correct. Okay, which code is correct, which code is not correct. They can't decide. Okay, so as soon as you do that, as soon as you try to merge it, I would recommend get the text editor like VS Code and get this soon over done with. Okay, do not try to merge conflict in a text terminal. It's hard for sure. So once you are done, once you get this passage in your terminal, the conflicts are there. Open your repository in Visual Studio Code like this, right? So as soon as you do that, you will see that the code that we are seeing, it is giving this kind of highlightings in our machine, okay, in our code. So it says the head or the current change is Minuri Senara, and incoming change, these are Mapalagavan. Okay, so these are so this is what we are having in our machine, and this is what is coming from the new branch. So we have three options. We can say current change. We can accept the current change. Okay, that means we are ignoring the incoming change and we are taking the current change. So that means we are discarding these are as PR, these are as changes, not the PR, is changes. Or we can say accept incoming. Accept incoming in the sense we will accept this one. Okay, we will discard the existing one. Okay, that means the code that we have put earlier on will be discarded, and this one will be taken in. Okay, but in this scenario, as you guys know, I need both of these changes. Both of these changes are legit. Both of these changes are correct. So what I can do is I can accept both changes. That means I will accept both incoming change and the current change. Okay, so that way I get to keep both of these changes. Okay, so we have different ways of accepting the code. The first one is accept the current. That means I will discard this one. Accept incoming. I will discard this one, and accept both. I will accept both of these things. Okay, so I can't really say which one is to use. In this scenario, it is accept both because I know these two codes should be there. But if we are working in not something like this, like a logic going on here, you have to decide whether it is the current one is the correct or the incoming one is the correct. Or if you can't decide, you have to accept both and figure it out. Okay. In this scenario, I will accept the both changes. Now you guys can see the both changes have been accepted, and I see a space missing in here. I will add that as well, and I hit save. Okay. Once I hit save, what will happen? The next thing that we need to do is all the changes are done. A good thing would be also to check whether it is working as expected. Okay, otherwise you might not get into the confirmation whether the changes are correct. Right now, I think all good. So Randika and Minuri was already in the main branch because I accepted this one first. And Disara has created the PR in here. So Disara one was like the one that we got. So it is also added later on. Now the apps looks okay. So I am happy with the changes. So I can continue with my merge. So how I'm gonna do that? Let me go back to the instruction, and I have to push it to the main. Okay. So before I push it to the main, I need to do a check git status. Now you can see you are in your main branch. Your branch is up to date with main. You have unmerged path, git config, git commit, and git merge about to these merges. Unmerged path, these are the files you have not merged, and these files are deleted. Okay. So what you need to do is, since you have done a change right now, you guys can see that I have done a little bit of change in here. What I need to do is I need to make this as a commit. So git add here. That means I'm going to add all these changes. Not in the sense I will add all the changes in here. I'm not going to give specific files. And I say git commit -m for a message. And I would say merge conflicts for, what was the name again? Dilshan. Disara. So Disara, Disara. Merge conflict for Disara fixed. Okay, you have given something like that. Now, if I say git status, okay, your branch is good, nothing to do. Now all you have to do is go ahead and do the git push origin main. Okay, you do not push to the main directly, but in here we have done it. Okay, now you can see Disara's change has been merged into the main branch. Okay, I have pushed it. I haven't updated the PR. I haven't reviewed it or something like that. I have just pushed it there. So I can go in the code and I can see that index in HTML. Now I have all three of these names. Okay. Let me do it once more time so you guys can grasp the changes. So if you guys can remember, now there are going to be 7 pull requests. Okay. And our code, the latest code is changed a little bit. Okay. Earlier, when you guys were doing the pull request, when you guys created the pull request, it was only with my name. And when Minuri did the PR and I reviewed it, and it was added without an issue. But later, when Disara came, Disara was expecting only my name, but Minuri code was there. So it's competing for this space. That's gonna create a conflict. So we resolved the conflict from Disara's one. And now all the changes, all the PRs that we are having in here is gonna have the same issue. They will not be able to merge because the code they have submitted is no longer valid with the current code that we are having. We have changed the code while your PR is waiting. Others have changed the code. Now, when we try to get it all together, they will not work. We have to resolve those things. We call these things merge conflicts. So I will take this second one. So Chamil. So Chamil has done his work, but it's it's not gonna work, because if you look at the file changes and Shamil have an issue in here, so it is not gonna work. Okay. So this is not gonna be mergeable. Why? The code has been changed after he done the PR. But I would go in here. I will do not push the code directly, but I think Chamil can update the PR himself by doing that. Okay. Let me check whether I have that option. This branch have must be resolved. So I do not have access to this. Shamil, can you okay, even though this is a bad thing from main to main, anyone else has created a PR? Okay, everyone has created from the main branch. Main. Yep, everybody's taking from the main. Okay, it's okay. Let's take Chamil's branch, but do not create out of this main branch. That is considered a bad practice. Okay, even in main, I do not do PRs, or we do not do main branches directly. That is like not a good thing. So what I will do is we'll go back with Shamil's changes. Okay, file changes. Right now, I will do some reviews in here. I will do some reviews and ask Shamil to work on that. So I feel there are few changes that need to be done, even though this is outdated code. Okay, this is the thing that Shamil has put in, but I find this section to be wrong. This code is wrong. So I can add a review in here by clicking in here. So this is the code change Ishara has made, Shamil has made. So in here, you can see there is a plus sign coming on. That means I can comment, I can start reviewing this. So I will say, first of all, name should start with a capital letter, obviously. And the second thing I have noticed, first name should be within a span. Okay, so I find these two changes to be done by Chamil. Chamil has submitted the code. Okay, and I find this is not the best code that we are expecting. Okay, so I can review, I can submit a review, and I will say start review, and I can say Chamil, hey Chamil, thanks for your PR, but there are certain things that you need to change. Okay, then Chamil should see these things, right? Chamil will see these things in his PR. Name should be start with a capital letter. First name should be within a span tag. So he need to come and work on these things. So these are the two things that I have noticed so far. So I'm going to finish my review. That means I will say, Shamit, your code is okay, but I need these changes ASAP. Okay. So Chamil, are you in a position to share your screen again?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me stop sharing. It's up to you. Now you have to make the changes based on the request I have done. I have done a review. Now you have to change those things according to that. Okay. So you are in your repository, right? So if you go to pull request, your pull request in the main branch, actually, you have to be in, if you go to code, and you will see the fork. Yeah, click on the fork, right around the project, right around the uh, project name, where you see the project name, right on that, yeah, that's the main branch, go there. So if you go to pull request, go to the pull request, and open your PR, you can see I have put some comments. Okay, see, I have asked you to do some changes, right? I have asked you to do some changes. So now what you have to do is you have to normally you have to check out your branch and fix those and update your PR. So let's go to your branch, the fork that you have took. Let's go there in VS Code actually. No. Okay. So in VS Code, right?
Yep.
Okay. You have some plugins installed in here. Seems to be. Sorry? Kamil, I can't hear you.
Hello, sir.
Do you have any plugin installed in here? Because I am seeing the comments that I have put appear in VS Code.
I think I have installed it yesterday. I should can pull request plugin.
Okay. So as you can see that the PR that I have made, the changes I requested in here, so he can clearly see these things. So you are in your repository, right, Shamil? The fork that you have taken? Yeah, it should be, right? All right. Now what Shamil is going to do is, if he accept the changes that I asked, he can work on this. Do you accept the changes I have requested, Shamil? Whether these are valid points that I have pointed out?
So where can I accept this?
Sorry?
I need to accept that.
No. You do not need to accept like from there, but do you in what you have asked to do in the comment, do you accept those changes? Are those valid points that I have pointed out?
Yes.
Okay. Can you work on those things and change this as I requested?
Okay.
Okay. So what Shamil is doing right now, he's saying, okay, yes, the pointed things are correct. So he will work on that changes and he will do the necessary changes there. Okay. Now he has done the two changes, and if you go a little bit down, and yes, now it seems to be okay, right? Now if you have hit save, got it, hit save, and you need to update your PR. So you can go to the terminal again, and you can say the changes. First, let's get a git status. That's a git status. And you can see that Chamil has made some modification to the index. And now you have to add the index file and make the commit. So you can do the add and commit at the same time using git commit. You can type in git commit minus space minus AM. Okay, earlier we use only M. Now we use AM. That means add all the files and give a commit message. AM, M for maturity.
Sorry, sir.
M for maturity. AM. Okay. Now space the git message that you want to put in. Let's say updated update the name for capital or something like that. So what he has done is his PR got some changes to be done. So he have done those changes and now he is adding, committing those changes. Okay, now you can hit enter. All right, now you have to push this into your branch. Now let's say git push. Okay, he has done the changes. Now if I go to GitHub, that changes should be reflected. Go to GitHub. GitHub, okay. Go to the PR itself. Request. Go to file changes. You have pushed the code, right? Okay. So now you guys can see the changes that he have made since he have pushed it. The PR got update. The PR that Chamil made, it is now updated and it seems to be in fine condition for me. Okay, now if you go back to the conversations, first step. Okay, go a little bit down. So it is saying that there is an outdated, sorry, go a little bit up. And the update. Okay, we can say this is outdated because he have worked on this change and it is done. You can say resolve this conversation, or you can say fixed with the commit or something like that, because we know this conversation should be resolved by now. Be better as a good programmer, reply with all the changes are done and resolve the conversation. Okay, that's like a common courtesy. Reply with okay, I have done this, I have done all the changes and resolve the conversation. Okay, these are like things that you should like practice in organization. You just say all changes are done. And Chamal, start everything with this capital letter in English. We normally do that. I think you guys know that, right? Your name especially.
Okay.
Okay. Remember those things, like it's good for you. Now, resolve conversation. That means this conversation is no longer valid. On the bottom, you will see resolve conversation. Okay, resolve it. All right. That means we have resolved the code changes. Okay, I have done the code changes. I have resolved those things. But the problem is you have not completed the merge conflicts. Okay, the conflicts are still going to be there. Now you can do the merge conflicts as we did on the last one. Okay, so we can do it. must be resolved. If you go down, okay, can you resolve conflict? Only those who with access. So now you guys can see this is the issue. So originally it was only Randika was there when Chamal was making the PR, but in his branch he sees Chamal Ishara, but in the main branch, that's why I told you not to use the same name. So the first main branch is what Chamal is referring to. The second branch on the bottom, which is what my main branch is all about. So you guys can see that Minuri and Disara's code is there, but Chamal has done a PR. Chamal has do a code request based on the old code. Okay, now it is no longer valid. So what we need to do is we need to make sure. Okay, Chamal has done it a little bit late. So Chamal need to take the latest code and fix his code changes. All right. So let's see how Chamal can work on that. Chamal, can you go back and see whether you have all these changes? Okay, it's still having merge conflicts, right? You do not have the rights to create, rights to change. So we will go to the VS Code and we will take the latest code and try to fix it. Okay, let's go to VS Code. Okay, now what is the branch you are in, Chama?
Main branch.
It's in the main branch, right? Let's say git status. Okay, can you do a pull from here? See whether any changes are there.
Git pull?
Yes, git pull will get all the main branch changes. Okay, I think there should not be anything. Okay, only that you have created a new branch or your code is up to date, right? You do not have any issues with that. So can you hit git branches? With branch, I think, sorry. With branch. Okay, you have only the main branch as well. So Chamal need to get the sync variation. Shall we quickly move into GitHub once again? And you can you go to code section? Code section. So in your branch actually, in your fork. You have to go to your fork. Okay, this branch is 2 commit ahead, 2 commits behind Hrandika main. You can see that there is the button called sync fork, right? Can you see that? Can you click on that and see whether it is working? That means you are gonna get the latest from that branch. The branch has conflict that must be resolved. Discard 2 commits and make this branch match the upstream repository. 2 commit will be removed from this branch. You can resolve merge conflict using the command line and text editor. So what we are trying to do in here is that the fork Chamal has taken is now outdated. Okay, so we need to make sure Chamal branch is up to date with the main branch, the branch that we are having. So right now Chamal has done 2 commits, and those 2 commits will be gone if we do that. But the other way around that is we should merge this conflict and make it work. Okay, so I do not recommend removing discarding the two commits that Chamal has worked on, but rather than we will resolve those conflict and work with that. Okay, let me see. GitHub. Oh, merge. Syncing a fork, how we can do a sync a fork. Syncing from the command line. Okay. Okay, so we have a bunch of command line tools that we can do to sync these things manually. Okay, so what I will say to Chamal to do is to sync the main branch with his repository. So I have Hrandika SE401 2003. That is my branch, and Chamal also have a fork of it. That means a copy of it, but in his branch. But Chamal's branch is now outdated. It is lagging behind with my one. So what I will instruct to Chamal is to do, okay, even though I am lagging behind, what I will do is I will catch up. I will sync up with all the changes what we have done in the main branch. To do that, we have to go to the terminal again, Chamal. Okay, so you are in your fork. Okay, first thing is that you need to do is get the branches of the upstream. So you have to say git fetch upstream. Git fetch upstream. By the way, if you are looking at, if you are wondering how do I do this, I will share this documentation with you guys, so you guys can check that out. Fatal upstream is not the correct. I mean the UPSTREAM. UPSTREAM. REAM. Okay. Give it a try. All right. So now you can see the upstream branch is the main branch that we are talking about. Okay. So you have to check out the main branch of that. You can see the main branch, new branch is checked it out. So you can say git checkout main. So now you are checking out to my main branch. Okay. Git checkout main. Checkout in this case, I think you have you are in the same main branch and I am in the main branch, so you are in the origin main branch, right? So let's do a git branch first. That's why I told you do not use this same branching git branch. Okay, it's not gonna work. Can we have git checkout upstream main, upstream / main? No, there is / no space between that. Upstream, git checkout upstream / main, no space. Git checkout upstream / main. / that is a dash. Error. No, the other way around. Main. Okay, now you guys can see by looking at it, you can see that the code has changed. Okay, now you are in not in your main branch, but in upstream main branch. Upstream in the main branch in the sense the forked one, the original one, that is one with me. Okay, so now what you have to do is you have checked it out. What you need to do is now if you say these changes that we have done is in your local machine, or you have taken these things in your machine. Okay, let me check out the folks in the local. Manage the change in upstream default branch. In the case of streaming into your local default branch, this bring your into your local default branch. Unique commits. So next we need to do is manage the changes from the default branch, in this case upstream main, into your local default branch. Swing the fork default branch into sync with the upstream repository without losing your result. Okay, now you have to say git merge. Okay, now we are git merge upstream / main. Upstream / main. Sorry, should be origin main, since we are in the origin. Git merge origin main. That means we are merging with the, not upstream, origin. That means in your local one. Origin / no, there is no space. Origin main. Okay, now you get the errors, right? So you guys can see that on the top, there are two changes, the current change and the incoming change, right? So which one is correct, Chama? Is it the current change? Is it the incoming change? Or is it the both changes? Which one is correct? Others can comment also. Which one is the correct in this scenario? So we have a merge conflict. Which one is the correct one? Yes, it's going to be the both. So you have to accept the both changes. So in that way, you have Minuri, Visara, and Chamal in the list. So you have to accept the both changes. So this is, as I mentioned, merge conflict is totally up to that point. It can be accept the incoming, it can be current, or it can be both. You have to accept both changes. Accept the both changes.
Yes.
Accept the both changes. On top, you find accept both changes in small gray letters. Right around the green line, first green line. Okay, you have accept both changes. Accept both. No, you selected the wrong one. Undo. That is called accept current change. This one is accept incoming change. Third one is accept both change. Yes. Right now, what you have done is you have merged the conflict with the correct version. That means you have added your name as well. Now you are done. Try to push your code because you have fixed all the merge conflict. So first git add. You have to add. Now you have to do it yourself. You should know git add and what's the file you should add. What's the file you should add? Come on, type it. That's lazy. Okay, do a commit.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to write the commit message. I'm not going to tell you that. You have to pass -m, otherwise it is wrong. You can't say my name because that is not a good message. What is my name? That should be more descriptive. Okay, when you are giving a message, give a descriptive message. See, my name does not make sense. Okay, my name Chamal. Okay, you don't have to say my name. Updated Chamal, and your name should start with capital. To the list or something like that. Okay. Now you are done with the commit. Now you push. Oh wait, what is the branch you are in? Can you check whether you can push it? I think you are in upstream branch. I don't think you will have that. Yeah, you have to push to origin. So you have to say git push origin head remote of your branch. That is the main branch for you. Git origin space head. You can see it in the commit message, like literally the message above what you are typing. Git push origin head the branch name. You have to change the branch name to main. That's it. Colon. What is the branch name? Colon. It's going to be your main branch.
Need to type branch.
Yes, branch name should be main. You don't need the braces, just main.
Create name.
Main, M-A-I-N, main. The branch name is main. Your branch name. That's why I told you do not use everything in main. Okay, just push it. So you are pushing the upstream changes to your main branch. Okay. Now, if you go to your PR, your main branch at least. Okay. Now, if you look at index.html, in here, this is your fork. Your fork. Okay. Index.html. Now you guys see that your one is updated with your name as well. Okay. Now, if you go to the fork repository, I mean the original one, and go to your PR. Open the PR. Now your branch has no conflict. Okay, go to the file changes. Because you completed the file changes, go to the file changes. The last step. See, your name is also there. The changes have been made. So I think I can accept your PR by this point. And if you go to conversations, go to conversations. Now you guys can see on the bottom. Go to bottom. bottom, scroll down. Okay, now this branch has no conflict. That means everything is in order. So what I can do is I can accept. Okay, so I will take the control back to me. So if I come here and try to see which are the pull requests that I have. So Chamil has a new PR made, and he has done few changes. The file changes, everything are in order. Okay, everything seems to be good. Now to go to conversation, I can see that is working as expected, no issues. So I can merge the pull request and I will confirm it. Okay, so all the changes that Chamal has done, it's gonna be with me. Now the latest version that I am having is gonna have this. Sorry, these things. Okay, now when you please note that few things that I mentioned. Always create an issue branch and do not use the main branch to do people requests. That is not acceptable. But for this demonstration, I love this, but make sure you do not do that. Okay. All the other guys, when you are creating your PR, make sure you are not doing out of the main. Okay. So everyone else should I think change their PR based on these things. As soon as you guys do, I can do the PR acceptance. Okay, this is gonna be the merge conflicts that we gonna be taking in a lot of time, but this is how we do a merge conflict. First, you have to remove all the issues with these things. So Bimsara, I'm not gonna change, like there's an issue in here. You can see you are not following it here. I'm not gonna do a review or anything. While you are doing your conflict resolutions, now you can see it is not perfectly done. You're having conflicts. So you guys have opportunity to merge the conflicts and everything. So we have done with Chamal's PR, how we can get the merge conflicts in place. So now you guys have a chance to do that as well. Okay. So do the merge conflicts thing. So you guys know how you can get merge conflict in place. Okay. Others also should follow these things. So the easiest form is like these kind of conflicts are like rare. I mean, if something comes up like this, it's gonna be like one person will add all these names. Okay, otherwise it will not make more sense. Each and everyone will doing a PR on this, because it's gonna create a lot of conflicts. Okay. So, but to demonstrate the conflict, why conflicts happens and how to resolve, that was my target. So you guys know why conflicts happen. The same people, the source code that we are trying to update, same people are trying to access the same point, and they are trying to update the same location, and it will create a lot of conflicts there. So in order to avoid those things, you should also you guys should be able to do the conflict resolutions and push the code again to the main branch. Okay, so everybody in here got the process of making the PR update or merge conflict thing, how we do the merge conflicts. So this is something that something happens each and every time if you are dealing with the same file. So we are all fighting over the index HTML. Index HTML keep getting changed whenever and everyone is trying to access the same point. So, sometimes Git has these cool features that it can auto merge these things, but if you are dealing with the same position, same line, and all those things, Git is not going to do that for you. We have to manually change the conflicts and work with these things. Okay, so if you have if you can just update the PR for you from your section, that would makes things easy. So sooner the better, so you guys do not get behind. Okay, anyone have any questions on this, how this process is going on? I have a question. Raise your hand, please. So we talked about merge conflicting. We talked about updating the PR. We talked about syncing the fork with the current version. Any questions? Anything from things that we have talked? Anyone having any issues? So this one is now the issue is closed because this commit has been made, and I think Minories is done, so we can close this issue. Okay, once you are done with your PR, once your PR got merged, make sure to close it. Okay, if you have your PR completed, your pull request completed, make sure to close that issue. Okay, that's housekeeping for you guys. Who else? I can't remember exactly, but if your name is added, let's close that issue. Yes. Can we make all prerequisites in your project without forking it? No, it's the thing is the structure with the GitHub. So the question, let me repeat the question. Can we make pull request on your project without forking it? Okay. So without forking it means you don't fork my repository, but you will work you will do a pull request directly in here. Okay, you can do that if you are a member of my repository. Okay, if you are a member of my repository, yes, you can do without a forking it. Okay, but there is a limited amount of members for a public project, if I'm not mistaken. No, sorry, private have a limited number of contributors, but the thing is, the GitHub architecture, the GitHub way of doing that is you always take a fork and you do the changes in your fork, and you make a pull request based on that fork. Okay. But I have in Bitbucket, you have a different approach, of course. In Bitbucket, you don't need to fork it. Okay, you don't need to fork it. You can just simply create a PR pull request just by cloning it and just do a PR. Okay, you do not need to make a fork out of it. But as for the GitHub, you need to have a fork. Let's answer your questions. I think I need to protect this branch. I will branch pattern name, main, and I create. Okay, I need to do the verification. I'll do it later. Any questions, guys? Yes, good ones. So we talked about merge process. We need to talk about the next thing. Okay, please update your branches as soon as you're done, because if you are not updating regularly, then you will be out of sync, and the conflicts will get bigger and bigger, and you won't be able to manage the code sooner or later. So I always advise you guys, always make sure you guys update, get the latest update from the main fork and work on it. Okay. All right. If there is not anything else, I think I can move ahead with the second sections of these things. Okay. So the next thing that we will talk about in here is that it's not always, I'm not going to be as working in the main branch. Main branch is something like we call, it is like the most stable code branch in our application. Okay, right now I assume that this is the stable branch. This is the most stable branch that I have worked with. So what I will do is I will create a branch out of this main branch, okay, for a development purposes. So on this point onwards, I consider, okay, this main branch is the most stable branch that we have, and we will fork out, or we will not a fork out, we will branch out from the main branch to work in a development branch. So how I'm going to do that, let me clear. So git status, you guys can see my screen, right? Should be, okay. So I am in origin main, that means in my local machine, I am in my main branch. So I need to branch out for a development branch. So people use development branch as all the changes, all the changes that we need, that we will do, will be in the development branch. Once you finalize, okay, these the developments are stable enough to merge into the main branch, then you do that. Okay, if not, you will just create you will just make the development branch more stable. Once you are stable, you will merge into the main branch. Okay, so let me branch out, git check out -b dev. Okay, so before doing that, better get a pull request. That means I need to make sure the main branch is up to date. Yeah, there are a few changes, so better I did that. So I am gonna branch out for development. Okay, so as you guys can see, it's not gonna come in here unless I git push. Okay, so git push set upstream origin dev. That means I am pushing this branch from my local to my GitHub. Now, if I come here, I have the development branch in here. Okay, so if I view all branch, there is development branch, active branch. There are two. I do not need this branch. I will delete it. Okay, so I have two branches right now. I have the main branch and I have the development branch. So currently I am in my development branch. So since I have a branch out from the existing code, this is my development branch and main branch are in the same place. Okay, so we talked about a lot of things like merging. Merging is good for some small commits and all those things, but merging is not gonna be enough when the project is huge, when there are a lot of commits have made, and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's talk about another strategy called rebasing. So rebasing is a little bit more a little bit more, what do you call, a little bit more easy to use, and it's gonna do the same thing but in different steps. So we can hop from commit to commit, and we will be able to see all the changes that we have done. Okay, so one thing that you guys need to do as of now, uh, find the difference between git merge and git rebase. Okay, so after this lecture, you do your research on git merge and git rebase. What is the difference between git merge and git rebase? Okay, everybody got the message? Raise your hand. Okay, got it. So make sure you do your research on git rebase and git merge. Okay, I will demonstrate. I have done the merge. I will demonstrate rebase as well, so you guys know how it happens, but get a good theoretical knowledge as well. Okay, all right, so I am in my development branch. I will do some changes in here, and the way I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna I'm gonna do that in a way that most of you guys will find that's easy. Okay, so I have a development branch. This is the development branch that I am working with, and we have the stable branch, which is main. It is also in a stable situation. Okay, so what I will do is I will create several commits, but the thing is I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it in the development branch as well. Okay, I'm gonna branch out from uh, development branch to another branch. Okay, so let me do it by doing an issue in this scenario. So I will create a new issue. Okay, I will say add uh, add uh, add to add image card to home screen. Okay, so I'm gonna create a simple issue that says add images card to the home screen. So my purpose of this is to have image in my home screen. Okay, so I'm gonna create a branch out of this. You can see, all right, and repository destination, that is the destination of this. The issue number is this, and I am having a lot of issues right now. So I will check that out locally. Okay, I will create this branch, git fetch origin and git fetch this one. Okay, so I will do git fetch origin. Okay, git fetch origin. Okay, you can see that new branch is here. Okay, I will say git checkout. I think I have copied it. It's the branch name. This one, right? Okay. Git check out this one. All right. Now I am in my 45 issue branch. Okay. So what I want to do is I need to add an image in here. Okay. So let me get get an image. I think I have prepared the image for this. Yep, this one. Okay, I will copy this, find in Finder. I will add the image. Copy paste now. Copy paste. Okay, I will just say morning for this so I can clearly see. So I have added an image in here, and I will add that image right around the center of my application. So I'll go with the live server. Do I have it? I think I have it. Okay, in here. Oops. So I'll have the image. Let's say on this site. I will put everything in a div. Okay. And I will I'll have an image in here. It doesn't matter. We are not doing web development. So I can say morning.jpg. Okay, it is coming right here. Okay. So this is an image that I have put. And the next thing that I'm going to do is format document. Okay, everything looks good. So what I can do right now, I will update my pull request. Okay, I will update my pull. I'll create a pull request on this. Okay. So first thing that you need to do is you need to add these things. Right now, since I have teach you guys how to do this in the terminal, now I will make your life a little bit easier by introducing VS Code commit sections. Okay, but remember, do not use this feature unless you know what you are doing with the terminal. Okay, if you know the terminal, then and only after that you guys learn these VS Code shortcuts. Okay, otherwise do not use these things. I do not recommend, because the main purpose of this is not learning VS Code related stuff, but learning things from the terminal itself. Okay, but since you have passed the terminal test, you guys can leverage the VS Code extensions. Okay, so in VS Code you will find this source control section where you can see the changed files. Okay, so I have changed the index file. Now you can see what are the changes that I have made, and you can see the morning JPG, which is newly added. Okay, so I will add these two changes. I can simply click add. So it is similar to git add index HTML, and if I hit this plus button, it is in something to git add morning.jpg. Okay, if you want to add all those things in here, it is something equal to git add dot. That means all the changes. Okay, I will add all the changes, and I can have a commit message in here, added morning image, and I can say commit. Okay, I have commit this change. Okay, now you have done the commit, and that's it. And the next thing that I will do, since I have created one commit, okay, I have created one simple commit. So next thing I would do is I would create a merge conflict, so I can demonstrate the things with rebase. Okay, this is not the it is intentionally done, but most of the time this happens in real life as well. Within my new branch, I have created the commit, and that commit will contain this image. That's it. Now what I will do is I will add I will I'll do the same sort of thing, same sort of changes in a in a in the dev branch. Okay, so we have the dev branch. I can check out the dev branch, and I will do some changes. Okay, so imagine the dev branch is checked out from somewhere else. Okay, but right now for demonstration, I would just go to the dev branch. So you can check out from the terminal, but if you are having VS Code, you can use these commands. So I have the checkout option here, and I have this dev branch over here. All right. So you guys can see VS Code is helpful on this matter, but remember it is not the place to start. Terminal is your friend, because those basics things should be there with you. Otherwise, it will not work as anticipated. Now you can see the dev branch does not have that image or something like that. So what I will do is I will manually create a conflict. That means I'm going to create issue so I can demonstrate the rebase. So I will have reveal in Finder. Okay, and I will have this one. There is another image. Okay, this is something similar, but that one was morning. This one is evening. Okay, I will call this dawn. Okay, so I have added a dawn JPG, which is something similar, but it's not the same. So let me show the earlier one. This is the morning one. This is the dawn one. Okay, looks familiar, but it is not the same. So in index HTML, what I'll do is I will change that. So I will have style of here, and I would say body, background image, and URL. It's gonna be down.jpg. Should be working. Yeah, it is giving something like this. Can say background position to be center, and I can say background repeat. No, repeat. Okay, something like this. Background size 100%. It will cover everything. Okay, something like this. I'm not sure it's the best approach. Okay, but you get the idea. Okay, I have changed something. It's not the best UI design work I have done, but I just need to prove Git related points that this works. Do I have the blur option? But I think the blur will filter blur. Oh, okay, not sure why. Okay, anyhow, so we have this change done in the dev branch. Okay, the dev branch has been changed. Now take a closer look. I am in the dev branch, and dev branch, somebody was able to get the PR and everything. The dev branch has been updated. Okay, I'm gonna commit this change, added background image. So this commit is done, and I will push this as well. So that is done for the dev branch. And not sure this will create a conflict. So I will do some more changes. I think this should create a conflict. Let's see whether the conflict happens or not. Right now, the dev branch has been updated. I will check back to my issue branch, the 45 one. Okay. So let me check. Yeah, there's definitely not gonna be any things because the style changes that I have done is only affecting in here. So I will create more changes in here, like img tag will have width of 150%, something like that. Okay. So we are conflicting the code intentionally. Okay, that's the reason behind. I want to demonstrate the rebase concepts. So I have touched upon a point, the style CSS, where the same as I will see in the dev branch. Okay, so just to demonstrate to conflict, and I will add this one as well. Add from here, added img css styles. Okay, I have done two commits. Okay, now I have two commits to be changed. So I can, first of all, I will push these changes within my branch. Now what I have to do is I have to create a pull request, the 45 into the dev branch. So I am creating a PR from 45 to dev. Okay, I will go to the SNG. Dev had a recent push less than a minute ago. 45 card has push, compare and pull request. So I'm not gonna do a main. I'm gonna do it to dev. Okay, so you can see by doing that cannot automatically merge, because yes, I intentionally create a merge to demonstrate how we can resolve using rebase. Okay, but I will create the pull request right now and see why it is not available. You can see that this branch has conflict, must be resolved. Okay, you can't just do that. You should resolve these things. So these are the changes that I have made. You can see a lot of changes I have done. Okay, I have added an image, the morning image, and also I have done a little bit of changes. But if you go to conversation and if you try, so if you try to merge this, you say you will find a lot of conflicts. That is true. I intentionally created that. So how we gonna resolve that? We'll use the rebase command. Okay, so this is something important. Now what we are going to do is we are changing the request we created in 45 branch into dev branch. So the merge is happening. You can see in the PR as well. We are merging the code changes in branch 45, issue 45 or branch 45 into development branch from 45 to dev. Okay, so you can see two commits into dev from 45. Okay, so dev is the destination, from is the source. So we need to make sure we are doing a dev PR without an issue. Okay, so first thing that I need to do, we need to make sure we are in the latest version of dev. Okay, so I will first check out to dev. Okay, these are like same to git checkout commands, but I will do that for first time right now. Or you can use the VS Code. Git status, let me check. I am in the dev branch, so I will do a git pull first. Okay, that means I am pulling all the requests with the dev branch. Since I am already up to date, no worries. Okay, Then I will go to the source branch, which is the 45 branch. Okay, so I am in the 45 branch now. Your branch is up to date with this one. Now I am going to rebase this branch with the development branch. So the command is git rebase the destination. What is the destination that we are going to do rebase with? So it's going to be origin dev, the dev branch that we are going to rebase. Now you guys can see while we are doing the rebase, we are getting merge conflicts. So you need to make sure those things are correctly handled. So earlier we did git merge. Okay. Now we are doing git rebase. Okay. So rebase things we can also take into that VS Code, and VS Code will say, so these are the merge changes that we have done. You can see there is the intentionally created merge conflict that we see. So in here you can see that the current change we are having, it's a body with these things and ing with these things. Okay, so I would say I have to decide which one is the correct one, then the other one should be discarded. Okay, or if these both are correct or wrong. So my intention in this section is not to have the body, not to have the body as the background. Okay, this one is incorrect. This one is incorrect. Sorry, this one is incorrect. The correct one is this section. Okay, so I am discarding this one, but I am keeping this one. So I can do a simple accept incoming change. So when I did that, the changes that I have done in the dev is gone, and I can hit save. So the rebase is complete. Okay. So do I have any other conflicts to manage? No. If I do not have, then I can say, okay, I have resolved all the changes in the index HTML. We are good to go. Okay. So since I have created the conflict within only one file, I have to work with that file only. But say for instance, I have messed up few separate files, not in the index HTML, but also in the parser, readme, and all those things. If I have something like that, what will happen is you have to go by each and every file which there is a conflict, and you have to resolve it. And also make sure the conflicts will only come if it is not manageable by Git itself. If Git can figure out, okay, this code is added, this code is removed, Git will automatically do the changes, do the merge conflicts. But in a situation like this, Git can't decide, so we have to manually make it right. So in this scenario, only index file is there and only one change was there. I am happy with that. Then what I need to do is I need to add, and the next thing that I need to do is continuing the rebase. So rebase happens step by step. If you have two commits, all the two commits will be considered for your rebase. The first commit, it will check if there are any merge conflicts, and it will go to the second commit and check whether there are any merge conflicts. If you can remember, we do two commits in our 45 branch, and it will check all the branches. If there is no conflicts, it will just go away. If there is conflict, you have to make sure that those changes are resolved, the merge are resolved. You can hit continue in here, or in here as in the terminal, you have to say git rebase continue. Okay, I will do git rebase continue in here. And anytime if you find, okay, this rebase is not going as expected, or the rebase is not the one I am looking for. So this, I can see that this at this stage, my application is working perfectly. So I can git continue. But if I find myself, okay, this is not what I'm looking for, I need to stop rebasing, I can say git rebase abort. Okay. Or you can just skip a rebase, but I do not recommend skipping because that's gonna cause a lot of problems. If you are really sure, you can skip a commit or rebasing skip. But if you are done, if you are happy, your configs are done, you would hit git rebase continue. So you will hit git rebase continue, and you can see that it's gonna prompt a commit message in here. Okay, so that's what I normally that's why I normally use the VS Code, because it's easy. Okay, you can just continue it in here, or you can just have the files values in here. If you are using commits in here, make sure you added the message in here. You can see I'm not sure whether you can see in here. Here you can type in a git message, and you can hit enter over there. And this is Vim, by the way. You have to save and exit. Is the it was WAQ. So it's WQ. Okay. So so if I say git status now, configs fix, and all configs run. If we are done, let's rebase. So let me get the Vim save and quit. You can alternate your command that save and file exit. WQ, yes, that is correct. All done. This is like the message I want to put. Hit escape and WQ. Save and done. So I have added the rebase message. Now, if you go to VS Code, you can see that it is no longer showing. That means my rebase is complete. So let me get clear. So if you are having hard time, if you are having a hard time learning Vim to write your commit message, use VS Code extension. But I highly recommend you learn those things as well. Okay, so I think we have the changes in place. Now what we have to do is, so we have completely rebased our application. We have rebased with that. Now we have to push, but you will get an error. Okay, now I will push the code. Now you guys can see we have done some changes. Okay, the local and the version that we are having is not going to be the same. The 45 that we had in the repository, the one we have, the rebase one with the development branch, it is two different things. So earlier, the 45 branch was working separately on dev branch. Now the dev branch has changed. We forked from the original dev branch. The dev branch has changed. Now, to get all those changes, we have rebased it. We have rebased it the 45 branch. Now, what happens is in here, it is no longer with sync. Okay, no longer with syncs. So in a scenario like this, what we will do is, since we have rebased it completely, and the rebase is successful, we know the local branch that we are having, the 45 one that we are currently in, it is the final version. It is the version that we need to see in our development branch, which need to be merged to the development branch. Okay. So in order to overcome that, what we'll do is we do not want to get the one from the GitHub and do any changes. We will say we are sure that this is the final version. So make a force push. Okay, so the push is forced. That means the local one is considered as the correct one. So you do not need to get anything from the development branch or anything like that. I will forcefully push this. Okay, so use git force, git push force. So now I have rebase with the development branch. I have merged the conflicts and I have pushed that code. So if I go back in my pull request, this one, now you guys can see there are no merge conflicts that happens because I have rebase that much, not merged but rebase. The rebase is happening step by step commit. So my merge request can be confirmed. Okay. So two ways that we have done. First one is merge, the other one is rebase. So if you do not want to go commit by commit, you need to go each and every step of the way. You can use merge, but if you want to go step by step and do the changes one by one, I would go with rebase. Okay. For a smaller project, I would go with merge, but for a very dynamic project, rebase is always good. Okay, so you guys should know which one is to work with. Okay, so in our development branch, we should have the changes that we have made it. Yes, the image is here and the image that we have done in here is also changed. So we have discarded that one and we have get the latest build on here. Okay, so those are the two things that we have completed. Rebase and merge. Any questions up until this, guys? Okay, so practice, as I always mention, you have to practice these things. I know if you are new to Git, if you are new to terminal, only way that you go around these things is by practicing. If you guys create a repository, you create merge conflicts, do these things not the way that it should work perfectly, do the way that it is not gonna work like what I did. I manually create a merge conflict. Sorry, and I worked on that to resolve that. So that's kind of approach is better. So do like that, and you will get around the merge issues and everything. Okay. All right. Let me stop sharing and stop.